Welcome to the IVM Podcast Network.
TFG Football is an IVM production, and you can also check out their other awesome shows like Geek Fruit with fellow and television geeks Tejas, Jishnu and Dinkar as they discuss the world of science fiction and nerd culture.
You're listening to TFG Football.
Hello and welcome everyone to the TFG Indian Football Podcast. Now joining me in the studio as usual is Kevin, and Chiranjit is joining us via Skype. Now a hell lot of news, as we kept saying every day. The Kolkata clubs will not let us live in peace because they want to nudge in every news that we want to talk about. So let's
Is it their fault that we don't have anything better to talk about?
Well, you never know. They do, more than good things, they do all of these off-the-field things that we are forced to talk about it. So, yeah, that's how it is. Now it comes that we spoke about this. We also wrote about this on our website, that East Bengal players were, after the match they had in the Federation Cup, there were a few players who travelled by local trains back home. So now the news has come out that they took to their Facebook pages saying that we travelled with proper reservations and we travel on our own. It's nothing to do with the club.
No, they did not travel. The club had made reservations of buses and SUVs, AC ones, like proper comfortable rides back home because the flights were full. But these guys did not want to wait till evening, so they just left.
Yeah, so now they've been show caused by the club. And what is the new update about it, the whole thing?
Well, Mehtab Hussain is blaming Mohun Bagan fans for taking their pictures and making it viral and making it an issue. And it's a PR issue for the club. That you don't even provide proper facilities to your footballers. And the club is like, what the hell, we were actually providing facilities. These guys just left on their own. So now they have been show-caused. They will be asked to clarify written, and that will be circulated in the media or whatever. The club officials will come out and say, and this issue will go to rest. I don't think it was as much of a controversy to begin with.
Okay. Well, that was that. And let's see what happens, and we will keep updating you about this issue as well. Now, talking about the other thing that's emerging, we spoke yesterday that East Bengal and Mohun Bagan have softened their stance on joining the, to bid for the ISL spot after the invitation to bid was addressed.
Actually, it's happening right now.
Yeah.
It's happening right now.
Yeah,
East Bengal, as you are listening to it, if you're listening in the evening, East Bengal may already have picked up the ISL bid form.
So now it has come that, that's the case, and nobody is surprised about this stand of theirs. We already expected this, just too much of drama around it. So Chiranjit, give us more insights over it.
Well, it's we saw the moment the invitation to bid came out, we saw it was like full of winks and nods towards the I-League clubs, and Bengaluru FC took the first step. They're like, hey, we're picking it up. We're going to bid. So you move East Bengal, Mohun Bagan. East Bengal, Mohun Bagan were putting up a strong face at first, but I think Heineken, as we discussed in the past couple of episodes, they went and Heineken told them, hey, look, we want to promote us, and ISL is going to be the best vehicle for promotion. So go on, pick up the document and we will give you the money. So they are okay with it. So they are going to do it now. Now Mohun Bagan are isolated. They have no choice other than picking it up. Now the only problem they had, apparently, was that a few of the officials were against it. And not because of footballing reasons, not because they wanted to stand with ISL FC, but they were fearing losing their power within the club, because that's what's happening. Now, this is inside information that East Bengal are going through a huge restructuring process of their own management to get ready for ISL, because the new structure that is demanded from clubs, it requires you to have a CEO, it requires you to have a management new kind of with people with proper prior experience. It cannot be the haphazard dynasty kind of management that East Bengal and Mohun Bagan have. So a lot of new people will be coming in, a lot of ex-players will have more power within the club. A lot of the existing officials will lose their post. But East Bengal, it looks like, are ready for that. They're already doing it. They're making up a team as we speak. And even a few ex-Reliance employees are coming into the board and different posts that will be there at East Bengal. So apparently that's all in the works, under the table. Or I wouldn't say under the table, it's behind closed doors. That's what's happening. So Mohun Bagan, some of the officials had a huge problem with that because they thought they wouldn't have enough control over the club anymore. But it seems the other officials who wanted this change, who wanted the club to move forward and adopt a different structure, become more professional, get a CEO, whatever it takes. So they have more or less convinced him. And apparently a couple of newspapers have claimed that late last night, a decision was taken by Mohun Bagan to pick up the bid. So that should happen. Till now, it was the issue was that East Bengal had sort of told Mohun Bagan that, okay, you take your time. You want to think about it, you think. We will, this is literally what they said. We will pick up the bid, which costs a lot of money. We will pick up the bid, we'll send you scanned copies so that you can read it and then think about picking it up. And then IMG Reliance, I think, put their foot down and said, you can't do that. It's confidential document. If you send it to anybody else, it's a breach of contract. So Mohun Bagan cannot take a look at the documents unless they pick it up themselves. So that's what is going to happen. They're going to pick it up.
Why don't they just merge the two clubs? Why are they doing all this? Just make it one.
You cannot. No, that is not. I don't want to say this, but that's the dumbest idea ever. You cannot merge
here
Bengal
everything
and
is being talked about as if they are being two separate entities. But ideally, their values, the direction, and all they want to achieve is the same.
They represent two different social identities, and the clubs have grown because of their rivalry with each other. You can never think of them as the same team or same entity.
Every step that is being taken in this merger issue is being taken together.
This is the only issue where there has never been, and these guys have been around for more than 100 years. They have
That's
never
the only thing
before.
that can separate Bengaluru FC against
so
Mohun
now
Bagan and
if the moment this process is done, I don't see East Bengal Mohun Bagan cooperating with each other ever again. This is an extraordinary situation, so that called for extraordinary measures. There is literally nothing in common between East Bengal and Mohun Bagan.
Given all the legacy,
what they represent.
Given all the legacy and all the legends that have come out from these two clubs.
How can you even compare the legacies? It's completely different, but we're going to have to talk about that for 3 hours.
If there was
it's completely different. Mohun Bagan's legacy and East Bengal's legacy is
I'm talking
two different things altogether, apples and oranges.
So I'm talking about of all the achievements that both the clubs have individually. If they come together and if they proclaim that we are going to organize a large scale event, a large scale football tournament.
What event?
Any tournament that both of them together organize something, this is going to be it's going to be a hit. I'm telling you. Every club in this at least in Kolkata will happily.
Why would a club organize a tournament?
For their own gains, probably.
You are not supposed to do that. So these are professional clubs. They are supposed to play in the professional leagues, not just organize something and on their own.
Well, they're joining hands to be part of something like that, an organized tournament.
Yeah, and they're joining hands temporarily to go through the process. Okay, but they're not joining hands in anything else. I don't think it's
like it's like one product with two different wrappers.
No, it's not at all. Then you can call Manchester United and Manchester City the same product with two different wrappers. If you're going down that road, you can take any two different clubs and say, oh, here's the same product with two different wrappers. The only thing common between them is that they play the same sport. So look. This is a useless discussion. So I'm gonna tell you a few other things that I know. It's that the main concern that these two clubs were making a huge deal about, the home ground issue, right? The 50-kilometer radius clause that gives Atletico de Kolkata exclusivity over the city and everything, and that's why the Durgapur and Siliguri issue came into the debate. Or it was even mentioned in the invitation to bid that, okay, you can either bid from there or you can bid from Kolkata and play from either Durgapur or Siliguri. So here's what's happening. They apparently have, now this is not confirmed, but apparently they have found a way around it. So here's what's going to happen. East Bengal although they are free to bid from Kolkata, both East Bengal and Mohun Bagan can bid from Kolkata. What they will do is East Bengal will bid from Siliguri and Mohun Bagan will bid from Durgapur at first. Once the bid process goes through and they are confirmed, and apparently we're hearing there will be 4 teams. You know, the invitation of bid said there will be 3 teams maximum taken, but now we're hearing it's 4 teams. Multiple sources are saying that, including a Reliance official who tweeted and then deleted. So it's probably going to be East Bengal, Mohun Bagan, Bengaluru FC and Tata. 4 teams. So yeah. Here's what's going to happen with that. East Bengal will bid from Siliguri, Mohun Bagan will bid from Durgapur. But once everything is done, there will be a meeting between Mamata Banerjee, the Chief Minister of West Bengal, and ATK and East Bengal and Mohun Bagan. Everybody will sit together and they will figure out a way that Atletico de Kolkata, makes a big heart and says, okay, everybody can play out of Kolkata. Okay. And there will be a huge statement that just thinking of the history of the city and the glory of the footballing tradition in Kolkata, we will let everybody play out of Kolkata. And there will be some other technical reasons as well, that the Durgapur stadium is not good or the Siliguri stadium is not up to the mark. All those things will go into it. In the end, everybody will play from Kolkata. So they're doing, that should happen most probably by June. Okay. But another thing is going to happen on the 25th of May. A senior AFC official is coming to India that day, and he's going to have a meeting with the AIFF and IMG Reliance officials. And he's going to come out at the end of the day and make a very important announcement. He's going to say, look, ISL has done so much for Indian football. It makes no sense not to recognize it as the top division league. So they will say there will be no more I-League. ISL is the top division league. It will have 12 teams and there will be League 1 and League 2. So that's how the half merger that was in the original plan will be implemented and everything will be done. So that's what's happening.
Well, it's like, I don't know what to even call it. Well, nobody's even...
It's the shrewdest execution of a plan. I don't know whether I should call it an evil plan or I don't know. It's very clever and well done. Many people will be left unhappy because of this, but you have to appreciate the kind of thinking that goes behind something like this. And imagine, one thing I want to add, ISL FC will have a problem with that, right?
Yeah.
ISL FC will not have a problem. Everyone else apart from ISL are going to have a problem because they are going to stick to that plan. See, their threat is already there. They are not going to take a step back. They are just going to wait for this final decision to come out and then they will make their move. They are going to cause a lot of trouble to everyone.
But what did they say? They said their entire fight will be against AIFF. They want to write to AFC, they want to write to FIFA because AIFF is relegating them forcefully. That's their agenda. What if the decision and the announcement comes from the AFC person, AFC official? Then AIFF is in the clear. They will say, hey, AFC took the decision. You saw him. He was the one who made the announcement.
I think so right now, just it's vacation time for ISL. Let them enjoy, and we'll also wait till the official announcement of ISL being the top division comes out, and after that we'll see what chain reaction begins.
Yeah. This is whole very well created ruckus from the beginning, right? Since its inception, it's been a ruckus.
It's controlled chaos.
Yeah. It's just that it makes everyone bend down to your own rules and do things and work accordingly. That's what it's been doing, even with legacy clubs. Now moving on.
And there's going to be a draft. Everybody's just being signed up indiscriminately by IMG Reliance. Every player who is not already contracted will probably end up making a contract directly with IMG Reliance first, and then they will be picked by teams through a draft. So they are just not leaving any chance for anybody. If Mohun Bagan try to go about doing transfers, they will just found themselves being outbid by IMG Reliance, not any other club. That's the thing. So Mohun Bagan have no other choice but to just jump in and fall in line.
Yeah. Well, nobody has a choice over here. Do they really? Well, moving on, we have a choice to cut down to the next topic that we have, and we do it. It's the AFC Cup match that we have today, Mohun Bagan versus Bengaluru. It will be played at Mohun Bagan's home ground. The kickoff is at 7. Now, how are things like? Is it going to be like an easy win for Bengaluru? Because Mohun Bagan are like, hey, we are in the finals of Federation Cup. That's the priority at the moment, so we'll do that. We'll give our best. And or do they take this as final before a final and then go on? So how do you think it's going to be like, Kevin? We start with you first.
Mohun Bagan really do not have anything to play for over here. They're out of the AFC Cup contention. Just in the last round, it wasn't that they didn't have a chance. They just let it slip, and their concentration was on winning the other domestic titles. So for Sanjay Sen, it'll be playing the youngsters here because the key players whom he requires for the Federation Cup will be rested. Same goes for Bengaluru FC, but they do not have such an easy ride over here. They do have everything to play for, and the game, the decider will be in the final round of the AFC Cup. So this is just the fifth game that's happening. So in the sixth game they play Mazia. I'm talking about Bengaluru versus Mazia. So that will be the decider. Even if you say that Bengaluru lose this game against Mohun Bagan, against Mazia they are head-to-head ahead of them because they had already beaten them.
Yeah.
So there's still a chance. Say they forfeit this game, the last game will be a decider for Bengaluru. So they can take this a bit easy because they are also looking at a domestic title, Federation Cup.
But in case if they win today, does that clear cut?
No, again, because Mazia is playing Bengaluru FC. Just in case Mazia loses and Bengaluru wins, it's again one game in hand for both of them, and they play each other. So it's not going to be decided. But Bengaluru will have an upper hand if they manage to get some points today. So even if a draw is there, they still have an upper hand, because if we go by points tied, Bengaluru will take it because it's head-to-head first. So a couple of key players missing for Bengaluru is...
Chetri is a big blow.
Chetri will not be playing, that's for sure. John Johnson and Khabra will miss because they are suspended. Cameron Watson will not take place, will not travel because he's called in sick. Amrinder and Wanan, they also haven't travelled. So it's a clear indication it's going to be a youthful squad that is going to be fielded. And going by the rivalry, none of the teams want to lose this game. So you might expect the way Bengaluru played against Azol in the last game. So it's going to be just dry, just sit back, try to take that goal or a free kick or a penalty and park the bus. That's how it's going to turn out.
Chiranjit, your thoughts on the match?
Yeah, well, it's going to be bench versus bench. And I put Bengaluru FC ahead because they simply have a better bench. So Mohun Bagan will have more concern about benching players than Bengaluru FC themselves. And Bengaluru FC actually have been forced because of the suspension situations and everything. But Mohun Bagan will, as they have done, even when they had a chance to, do something in the AFC Cup group stage, they chose to bench everybody and play a second string squad. Do you think now that they have nothing to gain from this game, do you think they will play a single starting lineup squad? I think they will make some 8 to 9 changes to the side that they fielded against Bengaluru FC in Cuttack. So that's what will happen. They will just simply sit this one out. They will not care if they win or lose. What they will care, though, is to force a fast-paced game on Bengaluru FC. So they will ask second-string players to work them, just get them tired. Whatever a couple of first-team players who are likely to start in the Federation Cup finals, they may be targeted, they may be overworked or overtaxed, and that's how this is just a mental preparation for the Federation Cup final. As Kevin said, even if Bengaluru FC win this, they don't get decisive advantage. I still think Bengaluru FC will probably win this because Mohun Bagan will play with less to gain from this game from them than Bengaluru FC will play for. So either way, you never know how this is going to go down. They will probably field defenses that are not gelled well together. So it might be a attractive game, like a 3-2 game or something, and it can go either way. But I just see Bengaluru FC having an upper hand.
Okay. Well, let's see what happens. It's tonight at 7, the kickoff. Do follow the TFG football for all the updates that you want to know about the match and as well as about what's happening in Indian football. Now, we end the show here, and if you're listening to our show on YouTube, hit the like, share, subscribe to our channel, hit the bell icon to get updates of our new episodes. We are individually on Twitter as well, Boza_Kevin, Chiranjit Oja, Sujin Matthew 94. Now, all that you want to read about that's happening in Indian football, get onto the website, thefangarage.com. You can also download the IVM podcast app on Android and iOS. Have a great day, folks. Enjoy the match and come back to us. Cheers.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is your captain speaking. Sorry to say, but there's been a slight delay due to the apocalypse having suddenly begun. As you can see, there's death, destruction, and chaos taking place all around us. But don't you worry, food and drinks will be served shortly, and I would recommend checking out
IVM Podcasts
to get some of your favorite Indian podcasts. We'll keep you going till this whole thing blows over. Thank you.